What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to cover multiple examples of evaluating expressions. And you can see here, I have, I think, up to 10 different expressions. So if you are looking for a certain expression, feel free just to kind of use the timestamps to jump ahead. Now, if you were sleeping during class and you kind of totally forgot exactly how to watch evaluating expressions, I got you. You're probably going to want to watch all of the expressions. If you kind of already know what you're doing, but you just want a little bit of a refresh, well, then this video is going to work through multiple different examples. Go ahead and work on the ones that are going to give you the best review and watch over the explanations that are going to help you the best. So there's one basic rule that I have for evaluating expressions with my students, and that is whenever you go into evaluating expressions, use parentheses. Because you can see in this first example, I have an expression x plus 5. Now, we have no idea what x plus 5 is, so we can't do anything. Now, if we didn't have this information up top, we would have no idea what the value of x was, so we just have to leave the expression as it is. However, now that we know that x is equal to 2, what we're going to do is we're going to replace an x with a 2, right? Because x is equal to 2. They are the same, right? 2 is equal to x is equal to 2. So all I'm simply going to do is going to replace an x with a 2. Now, again, I'm going to use a parenthesis, and you might say the parenthesis is kind of irrelevant at this point. And yes, you are correct. The parenthesis is not really doing much to save us from making a mistake. But as you'll see in these further examples, the idea of constantly using a parenthesis when we're inputting a value into an expression is going to, one, tell us that is what we did, and then two, also save us from making some mistakes. Now here, again, I don't really need the parentheses, so just 2 plus 5, I can just add those, and that's going to give me a 7. Now, in this example, you can see here I have a 4 minus y. And again, without the information above, there's really nothing else we could do here. But now in the directions, it says y is equal to -3, right? That means that's equivalent to -3. I can use -3 instead of a y. And what's important about that is because then I both have numbers, right? And I can simplify. So again, going to use the parentheses principle, which is going to make a lot of mistakes because this is a very common one that students will have because they'll just put in a 3 here because they're like, oh, there's already a negative there. Don't do that, right? We're putting parentheses here. So therefore what you'll see is a 4 minus a -3, right? Which is really equivalent to a 4 plus 3, which is again also going to equal the answer 7. Trust me, they're not all 7s. Now in the next example, we have x squared divided by 4 minus 10. And again, we know we have the value of x, which is 2. So again, I'm just going to replace a x with a 2. Now again, using the parenthesis, what that's telling us is this whole quantity, right? Whatever's inside the parenthesis is going to be squared. Now, thankfully, in this case, it's just the number 2, so we don't really need to worry about it. But as we get into more difficult problems, using those parentheses is going to be very helpful. So in this case, we have a 2 squared, which is a 4. So this is a 4 divided by 4 minus 10. Well, 4 divided by 4, guys, is just a 1 minus 10. And 1 minus 10 is going to be a -9. I'm doing this step by step just to kind of make sure you guys can follow along. But obviously, based on your teacher and based on your level of understanding, you could definitely skip ahead from some of those steps. Now, in this case, we have a 3y cubed plus 7. So again, here's where the parentheses are going to come really important. Remember, y is equal to a -3. So when I put this in there, this is a -3 cubed plus 7, right? It's not a 3 cubed with a negative in front. So what that means is we're going to take this -3 and multiply it 3 times, like -3 times -3, which times -3. Whenever you take a negative number and you raise it to an odd power, it's always going to be negative. So this is going to be a -27. So I have a 3 times a -27 plus 7. Now, 3 times -27 is going to be a -81 plus 7. Now, a -81 plus 7 is going to be a -74. Moving on to the next example here. So now we have 2 x's. So it's fine. We have 2 x's. Cool. Just plug them in for both x's, right? So whenever you're evaluating an expression for your values, wherever you see that value that you can replace, right? X is equal to 2, then just plug it in. So again, using the power of parentheses here, I have a 2 times a 2 plus 1, right? And again, I got my parentheses minus a 2 cubed. So here, now just following the order of operations, right? I can't really do anything with a 2 here, but I can work inside this parenthesis. So 2 plus 1 is going to be a 3. So that's going to be 2 times a 3 minus now a 2 cubed. I can kind of do that at the same time because they're not really interacting with each other. So a 2 cubed. Now notice here the difference. See, in the previous example, I had a -3 cubed, but the negative was inside the parentheses. This negative is outside the parentheses. So this represents a 2 times 2 times 2, not a -2. It's a 2 times 2. Whatever's inside the parentheses, that's what's being raised to the power. So 2 times 2 times 2 is going to be an 8. Now, following our order of operations, 2 times 3 is going to be a 6 minus 8. 6 minus 8 is going to be a -2. Now, this example, we have an x and a y. Cool. Well, guess what? X is 2, y is -3, right? X is 2, y is -3. So again, just use your parentheses and then go through everything step by step. Okay, now you can see, guys, I did not get lazy. I used parentheses for my -3, right? Because that's what y was equal to, and my 2. Now, again, sometimes I know when you're just plugging things in, it's very easy when you have a lot of grouping symbols just to kind of get lazy. And just remember, whenever you create a parenthesis, you have to make sure you close that parenthesis, right? So it's an easy way to kind of always check our work. Now, following the order of operations, I'm going to work on my innermost parentheses first. So this case is a -3 minus 2, which is just going to be a -5. And again, I'm not going to be lazy here. I'm actually going to rewrite this whole thing out again. Now, here I have a 2. I'm not going to use the parentheses anymore because I don't, plus parentheses 2 is the same thing as +2. I just wanted to use it just to make sure I visually, when I'm like going back and like checking my work, I can make sure that I did that correctly. But we don't really need it after here. Now we have a -5 squared. Now remember, when we had a negative number raised to an odd power, that gave us a negative number. But here we have a negative number raised to an even power. And therefore that's going to always be positive. So a -5 times a -5 is going to be a positive 25. So I have a -3 times 25 plus 2, 20 squared. 25 plus 2 is going to be a 27. So I have a -3 times a 27 squared. A 27 squared is going to be a 729. So I have a -3 times a 729. And now a -3 times 729 is going to be a negative 2,180. 7. Okay, in the next two examples, you can see I have a rational expression, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. The main important thing is when you're following the order of operations, make sure you simplify the numerator as well as simplify the denominator before you go ahead and divide. So remember, x is going to equal 2, so I'm just going to replace that here, and a y is equal to -3, right? So I have a 3 times a -3 quantity squared. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is going to equal a 4. Now in this case, I have a -3 squared, which is going to be a positive 9, so it's a 3 times 9, and 3 times 9 is going to be a 27. 4 divided by 27, there's really nothing else I can do to simplify that. So I'm just going to leave the answer just as is. Now in this example, we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to simplify it. And then the last thing we're going to do is square it. So just make sure you're following the order of operations, right? We got to simplify that fraction inside the parentheses before we can go ahead and do any squaring. So let's go ahead and plug in our value. So I have a 3 times 2 divided by 11 times a 3 minus a -3. A -3 times a -3, and then that's going to be 20 squared. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then over here, make sure we follow multiplication, right? So again, it's really important that we recognize there's parentheses going on here. This is a -3 times a -3, or 11 minus a +3 times a -3. Whatever you want to look at it, and what you're going to have is going to be 11 plus 9. So this is going to be 11 plus 9. And again, don't forget, this is still being squared. So now I have 11 plus 9, which is going to be a 20. So I have a 6 over 20 squared. Now, before we go ahead and square it, which you could definitely do, right? That's going to be a 36 over 400. It might also be easier just to reduce a 6 over 20, right? What is the largest number we can divide evenly into a 6 and a 20? And the largest number I see is going to be a 2. So I can divide a 2, and that's going to give me a 3/10 squared. And now I can simply just square that, which is going to give me a final answer. So I have to do a little arrows here. I ran out of space, which is going to be a 9 over 100. Okay, so now we have a little bit of fractions, but again, guys, don't worry about fractions, right? Fractions are your friends. So we have a 2, again, that's quantity 2 cubed, plus a 1 over 6 times a -3 cubed. So a 2 cubed is going to be an 8, so that's a 1/2 times an 8, plus a 1 over 6 times a -3 cubed, which is going to be a -27. So here you can kind of replace this as over 1, and you can kind of do the same thing over here. So 2 evenly divides into 8, that's going to be a 4 times. Plus now here, 6 doesn't evenly divide into 27, right? However, you can reduce a 3 on the top and bottom, right? So you can basically divide by a 3 on both sides. And when doing that, you divide 3, that's going to be a 2. And dividing out a 3 in the numerator up here is going to be a 9. So this is basically going to turn into a -9/2. So therefore I have a 4 minus a 9/2. Now if I wanted to subtract these, I can just put this over 1 and then go ahead and multiply by 2 on both sides. What that's going to do is that's going to give me a common denominator. So now I have an 8/2 minus a 9/2. Well, 8/2 minus 9/2 is, guess what? -1/2. In this example, we have multiple x's and multiple y's, but again, guys, it's okay. Just plug in your x's and your y's. So, okay, we have a x equals 2, right? And then we have a -3 squared minus a 20 minus 2 squared. And then again, I got to close the parentheses, right? Plus 4. Okay, so just remember that's a 2. Sorry, little bad penmanship. And that's a -3. Okay, so we have the 2 on the outside. That's not going to do anything. Now, in this case, I can go ahead and apply my powers here. So I have a -3 squared, which again, -3 times -3 is going to be a +9. Now minus, again, using my parentheses, right? And I just want to use the powers for it now. So this is a 20. Now again, this is a 2 squared, right? It's not a -2 squared. It's a 2 squared. So it's going to be minus a 4 plus 4. Now I'm going to work on this one. 20 minus 4 is just going to be 16 plus 4. And now you can see I have multiple addition and subtraction. Just make sure you go from left to right. Whenever you have multiple operations that are the same, like addition and subtraction or multiplication and division, just make sure you're going from left to right. So what I'm going to do here is a 9 minus 16, which is a -7 plus 4. And -7 plus 4 is going to be a -3. Now I can multiply 2 times -3, which is going to be a -6. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is 10 different examples on how to evaluate an expression and simplify. But if you want to know the #1 mistake that I talked about in this video, but I focus on in another example, then go ahead and check out the next video I have for you, or check out more examples I have similar to this in the playlist down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.